As we bid farewell to Dr. Coates, we welcome a familiar face back to Westlake. Dr. Peter Giarizzo has taken over the superintendent position, and I wanted to find out what he's been up to since leaving the Mount Pleasant Central School District. I'm here with Dr. Giarizzo.
Hello.
And the first question I wanted to ask you was, I understand that you worked at Westlake many years ago. What was your role here?
So back in 2004 to 2007, I was the director of instructional services, I think was my title. So I was in charge of all the curriculum, and I was in charge of special ed for the district.
Since leaving Westlake, where have you been, and what roles have you worked in?
All right. So when I left Westlake in 2007, I became an assistant superintendent in Elmsford, and then I became their deputy superintendent. So in that role, I kind of oversaw. I was the second in command to the superintendent there. Helped her with pretty much everything. Elmsford's a really tiny little place, so I did a little bit of a lot of things. After Elmsford, I took a job as the assistant superintendent for curriculum, instruction, personnel at Pelham, which is down county. And then 2 years later, I was promoted to be the superintendent. So I was there for 6 years in total, because I always loved it here. Always regretted leaving when I did. And so to be able to come back, it's like a second chance at coming home. It's been great.
Would you say that the places you worked in previously and the roles you filled helped you come back here and prepared you to be the superintendent?
Totally. As I kind of worked through my career, like I just picked up more like learning experiences, working with kids, working with teachers, shaping in the curriculum, and sort of knowing how to do the work better. So what's great about having been a superintendent like now twice before here, it's like a good way to describe it is like if you learn a second language, right? So let's say you learn Spanish, right? And then you go to a South American country and the dialect is different. Like you still can kind of figure out your way through Spanish because you know the Spanish. You learn the dialect. What I've been able to do over the past bunch of years is really learn the language of the superintendency really well. And now, and the benefit of having been at Westlake so many years ago is that now it's kind of like coming back to me really, the dialect is coming back to me really fast. So.
What exactly is the job of a superintendent?
So the superintendent of schools essentially is the CEO of the school district, right? I'm in charge of, I work for the board. I report directly to the board. There are 7 of them. I'm in charge of the public relations for the district. I'm in charge of the curriculum, all the books that you have before you. I work with the board on setting policy, so all of the things that make us tick. So it's really like overseeing the whole.
What do you hope to accomplish as superintendent within the Mount Pleasant Central School District?
That's a good question, Ryan. So right now I'm getting back into the system and getting my sea legs, so to speak. But we have work to do by way of building a strategic plan this year. So we'll be building a set of goals and targets and strategies that'll take us from 2022 to 2027. We're very focused on COVID right now and just making sure that you all have a full and safe reopening. So the fact that we could be here together and have this interview, even though we've got these masks on, we couldn't do that a year ago. So that's been really important to us. And just building our team and
Thank you so much for answering my questions.
You're welcome. It's good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
And good luck to you in your college search.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Back to you at the anchor desk.